So this week we're looking at the creation decrees of God, which we can find in Genesis 1:28 through 31. So in our last message, in the last study we spent our time exploring the fact that man was created in the image of God. From Genesis chapter 1, we saw that the image of God gave mankind uniqueness, gave mankind the ability to rule over the earth. Of course, that was underneath the sovereign rule of God. Mankind was to reflect many of the attributes of God. And finally, we saw that mankind was given value, a value above all other created things. Then you get to verse 27, and we have the statement that God created man and created them male and female. And we get to see more of this in detail in Genesis chapter 2. But now starting in verse 28, we have some decrees of God, some things that he states, some things that he says to creation, and really specifically to the man and the woman that he created. And here is the first message that God gave. And he said in verse 28, God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with its seed and its fruit. You shall have them for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. There was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. So we see here it's the end of the sixth day. We've gone through the first 5 days. Sixth day, we see the animals being created. We see man being created. Now we get to the end of the sixth day, and God speaks, and he blesses Adam and Eve and gives them some commands. And so in this part of Genesis, really the whole Bible is all about God trying to show who he is to mankind, and trying to show us his attributes, trying to show us what he's doing, trying to show us about his salvation. Things that we couldn't really tell just by looking at creation itself. And so here we see some very specific things about God. And there's really 4 things I wanted to point out to you in this study on these, and in this passage, is that first, God is a God who blesses and commands. See that right away, that he blesses Adam and Eve. And then he tells them some things to do. The next thing is that God provides. And we definitely won't see that here, as God provides all the plants for the people. And then we also see that God sees everything. It says at the end of chapter 1 here that God saw everything, and it was very good. So we need to remember that God sees everything. He's seen all of his creation. He sees everything that goes on. And so as we go through this little passage here, starting in verse 28, we'll see these 4 things about God. And hopefully, as we think through these things, our view of God will become much greater.